we're all right for mining at the moment, aren't we? We're all kind of stocked up on our mining stuff, so we thought we'd use a bit of time to build a rover. We've got to build a rover because we want to win. We want to win the competition, and I tell you what, like, don't tell anybody this, but I was thinking, if Boris is going to be one of the judges, and Mia's going to be one of the judges, what do you think the chances are we're going to win?
Slim to none.
Hello, everybody. This is kind of Partners in Grind, our Storytime series, and tonight we shall be telling stories, but not grinding. We've got
or sort of pretending to weld.
Yeah. We've got a task to do. We
Yes.
we want to enter a competition, and we're all right for mining at the moment, aren't we? We're all kind of stocked up on our mining stuff, so we thought we'd use a bit of time to build a rover. We've got to build a rover because we want to win. We want to win the competition, and I tell you what, like, don't tell anybody this, but I was thinking, can't even jump up there. Look at that. Yeah, I was thinking, it's like, you know, if Boris is going to be one of the judges.
Oh. I fell. I can't
get back up. If Boris is going to be one of the judges, and Mia's going to be one of the judges, what do you think the chances are we're going to win?
Slim to none. This is one of those situations where it's probably bad to know the judges.
I think it probably is. That means that we've got to try really, really hard.
Right.
So the competition is to build a rover.
So just in case people don't know, there's a weekly challenge that happens. DHR Mike is in charge of it, and it's all of the stuff that we build is for a mod that he's trying to put together. And this, so like the first week was some kind of a ship, right? Like it was a
troop transporter. There's
transport.
Yeah. Mine came third.
Do you know what the second week was?
Can't remember. I didn't put a second week submission in.
This is my first week at making a go at this. So this week is we have to build. It's a wild card event according to Mike, and we have to build a rover. And so there's must-haves and cannot-haves and bonus points. Mm-hmm. So it's a rover. We should use the Nidd blue-white colors. Mm-hmm. The purpose is totally up to us.
Indeed.
We must have only vanilla blocks. It must be survival ready, so it has to be conveyed and powered. Mm-hmm. It must have oxygen, and it must have mass blocks, or else it won't stay to the ground and drive. And it cannot have any interior blocks, and it cannot have any third-party mods, and it can't have any excessive use of armor blocks like cargo containers.
Non-armor blocks,
or non-armor, like cargo containers or refineries. Mm-hmm. And then there's a bunch of bonus things, right? Like we should name it. We should, have a clean control panel, have objects that do things, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So there'll definitely be a link in the description for the contest if you guys are curious. I believe the first episode of this, I can't get up, will come out before it's due, right? Because I think it's due on Friday. When does our next episode?
Yeah. It's our next episode is... Oh, no, our next episode is Saturday, isn't it?
Okay, so it'll be the day after it's done.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to submit for this challenge, too late.
But you'll be able to submit next week because it is open to anyone.
Yeah, as of right now, next challenge should be up. So you can go check out week 4. And if it isn't, then go blame Mike because he's lazy.
So what's our rover going to do?
Drive.
Okay. For what's its purpose?
What's its purpose? Yeah, I'm going to get rid of some of this spam on my screen.
Yeah, I've just done that too.
There we go. Purpose. So, did you want to... Hey, we could make do you want to try making like an ATV type thing?
Yeah,
so
right.
A Land Rover, like where you just booting around?
Yeah.
Little ATV?
Yeah, kind of what sort of slightly off-road, on-road, like say Land Rover type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh, sorry. I guess I was thinking more of like those little four-wheel, one-man, you sit on it, totally exposed,
Oh, right,
but
yeah.
mountains type of thing.
Yeah, like a what do they call them? Oh, a four-wheeler.
I think here they call them all-terrain vehicles, like an ATV.
Ah.
That's why I was calling it an ATV. But
Mhm.
I think anyway, I could be totally wrong on that. But as long as we both have the same thing in mind,
Yep.
then we're good.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I.
this is just so you know, this is how
Uh-huh.
you start any new small ship.
Yep.
There you go. Do you know what that's called?
I would call it a derp tower.
It's the umbilical cord.
Ah.
The reason you do this is because if you start building right on the ground, you will eventually get to the point where you want to build underneath,
Mhm.
and you won't be able to. So if you do
Ah.
this, you can get above and below and around. And so we build on top of that instead of on the ground.
Right.
Just
Oh,
don't
very
hit
good.
it
Mhm. Yeah,
because, yeah, it'll fly away.
indeed.
The other way to do this is instead of using uh, landing gear, you could attach. Do you know the trick for attaching a small rotor top to a big rotor?
No,
Did you know you could even do that?
no. To be honest, I don't really use rotors.
Yeah. So here's a little trick.
Uh huh.
If you put down a rotor
Yeah.
and then you take the top of the rotor off,
Uh huh.
and then you take a small ship landing gear and
Mhm.
you stick it inside, and then you take a rotor again and we put it on top like
Mhm.
that.
I see. It becomes a
And then
small rotor.
yeah, well, no, there's more. We get rid of the landing gear and we
Mhm.
get rid of the bottom of the rotor. So now it's floating in midair, right?
Mhm.
Now, if we go around and I find where is oh, there is no access to that. So I need to put down here. Let's just put this down over here.
Mhm.
I'm going to go into the rotor and attach it. So you now what you're going to need to do is you're going to go over on top of that rotor head
Okay.
and don't touch it yet, but just get right above it, directly on top of it, so that you can like hit it into the big rotor. Okay.
Mhm.
So come on down and hit it. Oh, it's already attached. Oh, not hard. There it is. It's in. You see how it's
Uh-huh.
now connected inside?
Yeah.
All right. So now these things are actually connected together, and
Uh-huh.
the big rotor will actually turn the little rotor head.
Oh, I see.
But the reason that you do this, the good reason to do this is, if I can actually align this properly, is if you make the umbilical on this instead of this one,
Mhm.
there's no chance of hitting it and having it fly off on you.
Ah.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
There you go. Building 101.
Very good.
All right, so let's just
Mhm.
rebuild our umbilical.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is probably a better idea anyway. This way we can hit it by accident, because we will at some point,
Yeah.
accident, and it'll go flying off and we'll be very
Mhm.
sad. All right, so we need to figure out how big we want this.
Yeah.
And so if it's just going to be a single seater, I wonder if we should try and use an actual, like, come on, an actual seat as where you sit. So that will be like
Mhm.
where you sit on it. And then we need the wheel.
Oh, just thought, if it's going to be exposed, it's got to be oxygenated.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, we're going to have to use a cockpit.
I have to use a cockpit. That's
Mm.
right. But yeah, so I'm just curious if we... Oh, this won't... Right. And then those are like the wheels with
Mhm.
suspension. But that's kind of funny looking. We probably need a bigger wheel than that. Come on. Let's create a bigger wheel. But you're right. We're going to need a probably this guy in like the normal cockpit, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That'd look right with.
Right, because then we could actually oxygenate it. So which
Yeah.
means I guess we got to think about the necessities here first. So
Hmm.
probably should have a tank on it.
Yep. Because we don't need a generator, as long as a tank can be filled.
Right. So there, that
Yeah,
would
that'd work.
give it oxygen if it's filled.
Hmm.
Now we want to keep it. We need to have it powered,
Yep.
and we want to be able to have it connected.
Hmm.
So I guess we probably would make sense for it to have a little bit of personal storage on it too, right?
Hmm.
Try not to make this thing too big. Oh, okay. We don't want that. I want a.
That's small cargo.
I'm thinking medium one so that it.
Okay.
Is this the beep, beep, okay, like that?
Yeah, that
And
looks good.
we make it no longer. We try to make it no longer than that. Like that's
Hmm.
just, it's full width
Yeah.
or length.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we probably need one more thing, don't we? At least on the back of that, we would need a.
The connector.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There.
Yeah.
That's the length of it now.
Yeah. Width-wise, I think because it's all terrain, it's going to need to be quite a wide vehicle. You want something maybe not exactly square, but you need, for its stability, you're going to need it quite wide. Otherwise, it would be too easy to topple sideways. So I think if we build outwards from there, anything else that's needed.
So those are the biggest wheels that we could use. Is that kind of the size you're thinking?
Let's see. Yeah.
Here's the next size down. If I can. There, that's the next size down there.
I think we should go for the really big ones. It's a
Big
kind
one?
of, like you see the monster trucks that have got the enormous wheels but a tiny little body on them?
Yep.
I do a good line in wheel arches, by the way. So
A
if we
good line in wheel
wanted,
arches.
like fenders, I don't know what you call them in if we wanted to put mud guards over the top of the wheels, I can do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we just got to figure out where should these four wheels
Hmm.
go? I guess that's kind of like it sticks out quite a bit on the side, doesn't it?
Yeah, that'll make it nice and sort of square and stable.
And if we're thinking about, I guess that's right under the cockpit.
Hmm.
Is it too low? Like probably, like if we put it up a little bit, like there.
I don't know, I think it was probably better where it was before. Looking back here, because all terrain, you don't want it too low slung, because you're going to be bouncing over hillocks and dunes and stuff, so you don't want it, you want a nice gap, don't you?
Yeah, but the gap would be under the wheel, right? Like, and that's kind of fixed. Like
Yeah, I
between the ground
suppose.
and the wheel, right? That's kind of where we need that gap. Having a gap between the body and the top of the wheel, I don't know if that would help us any. You think?
I don't know, it sort of just looked better when it was one down, I thought, from the back. It had a more sort of all-terrain look about it, whereas now
Oops.
it looks more like a racing car sort of.
Boom. Okay, so just there, it's symmetrical. I guess I should turn on symmetry. I didn't even think of that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And hang on, let me see if I can remember how to do it. Me, I'd be so proud if I could remember how to do it. I can't remember how to do it. I know it's got something to do with M. There was a key I had to press. Was it Control M? Shift M.
You just
Wait,
press M.
I'm just pressing everything.
Like you have a block in your hand, have it on the ship,
Right,
and then just
yeah,
press M multiple times until you get the plane you want.
Uh-huh. There you go.
So I've
See,
just
I
got,
know how to do
yeah,
it.
and then you have to left click to apply it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I've got it right down the center so that if I what's going on here?
Oh, I think I've just been placing blocks actually instead of
So, all right. Well, let's see. Let's put it down one more then. And see if you like that. Put that there.
Did you have a look at it from back here? If you sort of get your head at connector level.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's really squat, huh? It's like huh. All right. So if I need to turn this back on. Come on. So if I right in the middle. And we can get rid of this now. And we want to go down one. So here.
That's it.
Here.
And that just makes such a big difference, that one extra block.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Symmetry
yeah.
reversed it.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Well, the wheels didn't disappear when you took the...
They didn't?
No.
Oh, I see, because they're not on the grid.
Mm.
So if I now... Let's try that again. Oh, and that one didn't go. Interesting. Okay. So let's try this again. This time with gusto. It looks like it's still doing... Is it? Okay, let's see here.
There you go.
That looks correct, huh? Or is that still...
Or is there something still not quite right? There's something still not quite right
looks
there, you
odd.
know?
All right, I'm just gonna... Maybe I have the symmetry weird or something.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn that off for a moment and just do it manually.
Didn't have these troubles when I was building a ship with Mia.
No.
Symmetry just worked.
I think... Because that... Is that the right way up, or... I don't know which is the right way up.
I'm not, no idea.
I've done a whole lot with wheels.
Well, I mean, I could look at it and say, if it was normal suspension, how would it work? Is it gonna work like that? Yeah, that looks like normal suspension. You've got your arm at the bottom.
Piece on the top, right?
Yeah. I used to know what all the names of the bits were as well, and I can't remember now.
There. I think that'll work. All right. So that's kind of the size of it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what else do we have to have on this? So it's got to be... So it right, at the moment, it actually is conveyored.
Yeah, it is.
And we kind of picked a simple thing to build, didn't we? And what else do we got on here? We need to have power, obviously. Like it's not a big thing. So I always like having what I call an emergency power or kickstart. So if we put just a little guy on the butt like that, that way people can always get power into it. And I'm a fan of batteries. So let's see, how could we place a battery? How big is the battery on a small ship? It's still pretty big.
They're less than the size of the cargo container footprint and only about 1 block deep.
So I want to kind of cut out the centerpiece here. So if I bring this back and connect it up here, that way we don't lose the grid.
Now, gotta watch putting stuff underneath though. For an all-terrain vehicle, you've got to keep your clearance as large as you can.
Yeah. So here, this is my plan. If I go like that.
You don't think that's just getting too low slung though? Because it's more likely to bottom out if it's got stuff underneath. Whereas you could put the battery, you could put like batteries on the side. It can go wider and it can go taller.
That's true.
But the bottom is where you want to keep all your clearance for an all-terrain vehicle.
So if let's see, can I turn this back on? Is this gonna?
Yeah.
Is that symmetried correctly? Okay, so it's just something about the wheels. The wheels are doing something weird.
The wheels actually, I think, look okay now.
Yeah, well, I did them all manually.
Right, okay.
So yeah, so that should give it more than enough power.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it depends what else we put on there. But I was kind of almost thinking that I would prefer them to be on the back than on the front.
Sure.
But for some reason, that's all red on the back. Is there something in the way over there? Is the wheel in the way? Strange. Maybe the wheel's in the way there. So we have to kind of put them where they are. And
they would block access to the cargo container if you put them on the back. Oh, mind you, can get to the cargo container through the connector.
Why didn't it remove this one? There. So we put it more in the center.
Yeah. That looks good.
So it's got power. And batteries.
Yeah.
For long travel. Ooh, I wonder. Here, let's see. We can make this thing. I wonder how big one of these would be. Kind of need to put something there so that I can put this.
Oh, yeah.
See where I'm going with that?
I do. We might end up having to raise it if we need to put something underneath it, but yeah.
Yeah, although the connector now is kind of more difficult to get to.
Oh, well,
bring it forward maybe a bit?
Bring it forward, yeah. Yeah, just like that.
That keeps it open on the back.
I mean, it could be that being all-terrain, it might be that we have a roll cage on it, and the solar panel might be on top of the roll cage as opposed to on top of the guts of the vehicle. But we can,
don't want it to be too heavy, though.
Yeah.
All right. So there, I've done a bunch of stuff. What do you want to do next?
I'm waiting to put mud guards on.
Oh, okay, yeah. How are you going to do that?
I can do mud guards.
Plan for mud guards.
Right. Well, I was waiting to just see sort of where all the bits were going, because at some point.
Oh, mass blocks. We have to have mass blocks.
Gotta have mass blocks.
Those should go underneath, though.
Yeah, definitely, because you want a low center of gravity.
And we want it to be centered-ish, so that it's pulling them down in this equal on both sides, right? So if I went, I don't know, how many mass blocks do we need?
I'd have thought only one.
Okay, well I'll put, say, one.
I'm not an expert on mass blocks.
And there.
Yeah.
So one on the front and back by each wheel, so that it should give the same amount of downward force for both.
Yeah.
Now, actually, it probably would make more sense to have them right above the wheel, like in that
Yeah, it would actually, wouldn't it?
So if I here, like, I need to connect this. So if I go this here and
Yeah,
oops,
so that you can take away a bit of the umbilical.
why? What's going on? Is this thing moving? Is it bouncing around?
Not on my screen.
When I get underneath, it gets all jumpy. It's weird. Boom. And